Hello, you're welcome to the premiere episode of One-on-One Show with the African Philosopher. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share the pages. My name is Jennifer Yaira, your host. On today's episode, we're talking astrology. Astrology in general. My guest is such a young and amazing personality who have mastered in metaphysics, astrology, philosophy, mathematics, sociology, anatomy, magic, to mention but a few. His achievements has earned him a title of a doctor and a soon-to-be professor. Is none other than Dr. Paakwesi Afful, the African Philosopher. Dr. African Philosopher, I'm honored to have you. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
On today's episode, we'll be talking astrology. I've read a couple of books, and what I have and listening to your teachings, comparing them, it's like mine is just a nugget. So in your own way, in your teachings, what is astrology?
Okay, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to expressing myself on the subject and the topic on astrology. Day in and day out, people are being born, people die, people go about their normal duties, others suffering, others enjoying the luxuries of life. All these things came to my mind when I was young, and I was looking for the rationale behind the sufferings and the miseries and the vicissitudes of life. And then I found an answer. But in the first place, I heard from the mouth of certain ancient and modern Buddhists and then Hindus that every human being has his or her star millions or thousands of light years away from man, and that these celestial bodies have influence upon us, for which mends human fate, so that it has become the foundation upon which all human suffering, that is fortunes and misfortunes, are based. So I delved into the subject and then found out that indeed our planet and our moon, many other planets in our solar system, do affect the electromagnetic field of our Earth. They communicate electromagnetically. And when you delve into the subject of quantum physics, you get to know that even what the physicist tries to explain using the atom, physical atom or the chemical atom as the foundation upon which all building blocks of nature is based, that is not the ultimate answer for that. So we study what is called quantum mechanics to study the subatomic particles that ensouls each chemical atom in order for us to clearly understand the concept of the electromagnetic principles. So indeed it is that there is an interplanetary communication between our Earth and our Moon, our Earth and Saturn, our Earth and Jupiter. And then the communication is what molds our life, our very personality, and that which comes upon us. I call it fate, reincarnations and stuff. So astrology is based on just natural phenomena in our world. What happens to man, the nature of man, the nature of the four kingdoms of evolution, plants, animals, humans, man. We are evolving. And whatever happening in our world is not something that is occurring by chance, but our mystic, and I'll call a saint, and our God, known as Jesus or Yahshua HaMashiach, was an ardent personality of the astrological and astronomical field. So he says something to each and every human being around him at that time. It's known as the principle of correspondence. As above, so below. The below and the above are connected. and it is connected electromagnetically. And electricity and magnetism come from our various spiritual dimensions that manifest or pushes all worldly happenings inwardly and outwardly. I use inward to represent the microcosm, that is the man, and then the big world, that is the macrocosm, intercommunicating, and then we in turn intercommunicate with other planetary bodies. So when we say astrology, astrology simply means that the effect of the planets and the signs of the zodiac upon our world, which create fortunes and misfortunes in nature. And there are certain spiritual forces that act as intermediary forces or living entities that use the laws governing these planets and then the laws governing us. They put them together and then we call it program. A program that is happening everywhere, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. So this is what is meant by astrology.
Thank you very much. Dr. Paakwesi Afful, the African philosopher, is also the CEO of Nyankonto Herbal and Astrological Consult. So Doctor, pardon me to use just doctor, please. Doctor, do we have like types of astrology or something? Because in certain places I have heard of divination, horoscope. They said it's type of astrology. How do you explain that?
Yes, it's true. Astrology is a form of divination.
Okay.
Like it is more like consulting the oracle to find something about yourself and which department of life that has disadvantaged you to respond to the negative energies of our world. Or one tries to find something about the world generally, but not something that is related to our personality. So we have the general astrology, and we have what is called known as genetical astrology, or what is called genetical astrology.
Okay.
Yeah. And then we have the general astrology.
Okay.
The former is has to do with happenings, my health, my marriage, my children, my family, my old age, my shortcomings, my strengths and weaknesses. They are all personal types of astrology, and it's known as genetical astrology. And then we have the general astrology. The general astrology is connected to the world in general.
Okay.
Fortunes and misfortunes. Misfortunes like earthquakes, wars, tsunamis, we have typhoons, and then we have etc. All these things are related to the world. And then the fortunate aspect has to do with a king being born in a particular place at a particular time, abundance within a particular sphere of life in a country or on a certain continent. And it is related to the general astrology. So in order for one to be mastering this art, practicing general astrology comes with the studying of our globe, that is geography.
Okay.
If you don't master geography, you can't. And if you don't have little knowledge about astronomy, you cannot do it well, because it deals with calculations, formulas, using certain space-time measurement and coordinates in getting the answers to these things. Checking your latitudes and your longitudes, they are very important. Yeah. Your right ascension and declination, the celestial sphere stuff. All these things are very, very important in studying and understanding what is known as the general astrology.
Okay.
In order for one to master what is called the genetical or the personal astrology, one should be able to master anatomy and physiology. That is knowing the body parts, your circulatory system, your lymphatic system, your nervous system of glands, that is the endocrine and exocrine systems and stuff. It deals with many things. Will help you to also understand the physical body, Then you come to the esoteric aspect of life. The esoteric aspect deals with having what is known as the second sight. The second sight into supersensing the invisible forms that quicken the chemical aspect of your body to work correctly. So if knowing personal astrology is only about casting a horoscope for this person, that person, no, that's not the case. You need to know the very anatomy and the physiology of the person, the animal, the human being, that of the plant. And then you'll be able to answer right questions about the movement of the constellations and how life energy, known as chi, is able to transit your body from one particular point to another. It also brings you face to face with what is known as the zodiac signs and the body parts. You see that the zodiac signs represent the human body parts, for which when followed, you'll be able to know how pranic energy moves through the body at certain point in time. Modern scientists have limited this particular thing and then have named it the circadian rhythm, placing the human physiology and how atomic and molecular structures of cells and our atoms are able to operate at certain fixed point in time. No, to me, we shouldn't have fixed point in times where the human physiology is able to respond to the sun and that of the moon. That is day and night sects of our world. So I have delved into it rigorously and have found out that our bodies respond according to the signs that are found on the ascendant at each point in time, depending on the location you are found in our world.
Wow.
Yes.
Such an insight.
Yes.
Your astrology is more of a tailored something to a bigger cloth.
Yes. Our world is simple, but if you just try to widen the simplicity, it becomes complex. Astrology is a very complex subject because if you study, for example, general astrology, it will help you to know when to plant and when to harvest. That is on the side of farmers. When we go to physicians, physicians are those that study ancient medicine and they are able to know when to give or just recommend a medicine to someone, whether it is the correct time that the person must take this medicine, ingest this medicine or not. Through any means, oral or using any means. And then at the same time, it helps those that are known as navigators. We have sea navigators and then we have desert navigators. Our desert is very vast. Sometimes you'll be able to locate where you are. So we use a certain star located directly on the true north, known as the Polaris star. That Polaris star is in constellation Ursa Minor, the little bear. Those on the sea, those on the desert, if they want to locate their places, they are able to know that when I follow this north star, I'll be able to locate my north-northeast, north-northwest, northwest, northeast to locate where I'm going. You won't be lost. Okay. Seamen also use the North Star, that is the Polaris star, which is found in constellation Ursa Minor, that is the little bear, in finding their way back home. Without that star, indeed, many are those that will become lost at sea.
You know, I read through a journal and defining astrology on their side, they said it's just the study of the signs and the celestial bodies. That's signs, Aries, Taurus, like all. So knowing that maybe anatomy and all metaphysics is all part of astrology, I'm marveled. But let's come down to just the signs.
The signs of the zodiac.
Yes, the signs of the zodiac. Can you just give a quick brief on the signs, please?
There are millions and millions of constellations in the universe, but I'll just talk about 12. There are 12 signs of the zodiac.